Yeah, well, I didn't, set out to have X amount of fights. It just happened that way, and I just wanted to get as much experience as I could, and fight every kind of fighter I could come across, and fight the best guys. And obviously, the amateur record is 13-11, and it's you might look at it on paper and it doesn't stand out, but when you really look into that, you see some of the guys have fought, some of the guys have beat, some of the guys have lost or whatever, and had close fights with. They're all established pros now, doing really well, and fighting at the IMAF World Championships and the European Championships. Fighting all the best guys from each different nation, and I've done it all. I fought the first fight at night, the last fight at night, and I fought for belts. I've fought the guy in the hometown. I've done it all really, So I was able to put that in the bank, and going forward in the professional ranks, obviously it stands to me then.
Yeah, no. Definitely perfecting your craft before you go to the pros. So tell me, how has the training camp been? I assume you were training out of your gym, SBG Ireland.
Yes, of course. Yeah, training in Straight Blast Gym Ireland, obviously under John Kavanagh and Dave Roach as well. Obviously, does a lot of big things for us there, and I train back home as well in the evening time. In a gym, Straight Blast Gym Drogheda, where I live. So I travel up and down every day to Dublin. I'm about 50 minutes, depending on traffic, an hour to the gym in Dublin, and then I come back home, rest, recover, and train then the evenings here in Drogheda. Then.
Yeah. So, tell me about your experience in Bellator. You're undefeated right now. How does it? I mean, has the promotion been overseas? I mean, we Americans are used to being here in the U.S., but how is the promotion thought of over there?
Yeah, it's doing really well, man. It's I think they obviously really like the Irish, and all the staff are always, someone are saying they want to move here, and the whole lot they love it. And so yeah, it's obviously an anticipated show of the year, and but yeah, I mean, come here, look, they really treat me really well, and getting these big opportunities, I can't thank all the Bellator enough, and it's brilliant. I'm loving it, to be honest, and able to start my professional career with them and be still here 5-0. It's brilliant.
Yeah. So tell you again, you're fighting at the Three Arena in Dublin, Ireland. It's basically another hometown fight for you. How do you approach doing that? Is there a lot of anxiety going into a fight in front of fans or friends, or are you just zero that out and pay attention to the task at hand?
Oh, look, at the end of the day, I'm too focused on the train at the minute. But no, definitely it is. It's a lot of, as you mentioned, all the words, anxiety, whatever you want to call it, but pressure and everything else. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what makes the win more sweeter. And but don't get me wrong, it is very hard. But again, it's something it's a challenge. And the support and the night I get off each and every one of the people there to make it up, and I'm fully aware of what people do for me. They take days off work. It's on a Friday, and finish up, and it's not cheap to come to these events, and all these things. It doesn't go unnoticed to me, and I just look to I look to put on a performance then for them as well. It's an extra reason.
Mm-hmm. And you're undefeated in the promotion. Do you feel like, assuming this goes all well and good in the next couple of weeks, and you get another W, that you think you could get another step up in competition in Bellator?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, please God, get the win anyway now in 2 weeks, and see how it goes. But that's what I'm hoping. Look. I'm just focusing on that now, really, and obviously then we can start talking. But it'd be great, start next year, or maybe the end of the year, December, or whatever way it's going to work out. We'll see what happens, but just focusing on that at the minute. And again, Stu can stand for that. I've said yes to every opponent. I'm here in the big leagues now, Bellator, so it's not as if I'm building a record to get to X, Y, or Z, So I'm here now, and yeah, I'm just looking to keep it going.
Now, your last fight was in February, and you're fighting now in late September. Would you like to squeeze in another fight before the end of 2022, or is that not in the cards? Or are you willing to just jump in on the card if the situation had presented itself?
Yeah, look, as I said, there's not been much of a conversation. Obviously, they decided the fight, so after this one, we'll have it. We'll chat to whoever. Chat to John and chat to Jude and see what the story is. But as of now, I'm not sure what the plans is with. I don't think there's any more European cards coming up, and I think maybe I'm not sure of the the situation over in the States and stuff. And so again, I'm not too sure that obviously get the win now, hopefully in 2 weeks, and just solely focus on that, and I suppose that'll take care of itself afterwards. We'll have a chat afterwards.
Yeah. Now, tell me about your opponent now, Georges Sassou. He's a Frenchman, and he's coming off a loss. Do you do any tape study on him at all, or do you kind of focus on what his basic skill set is?
Yeah, so I just watch what I can of him, and I couldn't really find too much. Normally you whip up the YouTube and you find loads, but I didn't find too much. I've seen he had fights at bantamweight a few years ago, and he's coming up to featherweight now, and as you said, he's coming off loss. It's a split decision. It was a close fight, and it was against actually a teammate of mine that travels over and back and forth. Elias the Blade, and he's a high level striker, so you striking with him, doing really well. Really close fight, and it looks like he's tricky off his back. He can, he took Elias down. He can strike, switch his stances. So look, I'm expecting a tough opponent. He's as you said there, he's coming off a loss. They do have French shows, so I'm sure he's looking to come in, make a statement in Ireland, look to sign with Bellator. So at the end of the day, I know he's we all fight each fight as if it's our make or break. So look, I'm looking forward to the challenge, and we'll see how it goes.
Now you're tailing end at the end of your training camp here. I always am interested on what fighters do during fight week. I'm sure the hay is in the barn, so to speak, that you're pretty much done, aside from the weight cutting, of course, which is has its variations as to how hard or difficult that be. But what do you like to do as far as your time during fight week? Do you isolate? Do you read books? I know some fighters watch movies, hang out with friends. What is your perspective on how you hone in on getting ready for that Friday night?
Yeah, so really the fight week, it's just really you're just really kind of sweating. Really, you're just kind of going through the motions, drilling a lot, and you're not really training as hard. And obviously, and as you said there, I like the way you said it there, the haze in the barn, really. So it's just really just going through the motions for the week. It is a hard week, to be honest, because it's it's upon you, and you just want it to be the next minute. It's the way that whole week kind of drags, and you're not training as hard. You're obviously not eating as much then and stuff, but yeah, look, to be honest, I have my brother there with me, my brother Daryl, the younger brother, and he'll be with me for the week. So it's good to have him around, the morale, and talk to him. He was a fighter as well, and so it's good to have someone that has experienced it before, and we just kind of watch movies. It's a great week, actually. It's a great week. We just kind of really just switch off a bit, and he has the week off work, and so it's a good week, to be honest. It's a great week. Where at the end of the day, I'm on the main card in Bellator, fighting alongside all these big names, and sometimes you have to think it's a great life regardless.
The way you said it, you made it sound like summer camp, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. So we should have started with this, but how is it for us Americans to pronounce your name? I was about to say Ciaran, but the gentleman that got online with me said Ciaran. So how is it pronounced?
So it's a Irish name. So it's Ciaran. So
Ciaran.
Yeah, Ciaran. Yeah, it's English would say Ciaran. It's spelled different, spelled with a K. But Irish, Ciaran, C-I-A-R-A for the N. It's an Irish name, so Ciaran. Okay. But actually, it's worth mentioning. I have relations actually over in Seattle, Washington. Believe it or not.
Do you really? Like, who do you know?
Sorry.
Who's that? And now, who is that? Tell me how do you know this person?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my grandmother's sister. She lives over there, and
really?
she married and all the whole lot over there. And believe it or not, actually, my mom was born in America. So
really, okay.
Yeah, so she was born in America and the whole lot. So there you go.
Well, one day you'll have to come up to Seattle. You know, Bellator just had this past summer. They had a card up here in this area, so it could be in the cards one day. You could be traveling here. You should put that into to Scott Coker.
Oh man, that'd be unreal. That'd be class. It'd be a bit of a homecoming type thing, or to even see it. You know, it's no, that's brilliant. I'd love that. That'd be class.
That would be great. Well, I wish you good rest of the fight camp. Have a great time. September 23rd, Friday night, here in the States, Dublin, Ireland. You face George Sasu on the main card. Ciaran Clarke, correct?
That's all right. Yeah, we'll take that.
Oh, okay. Ciaran Clarke, with ties to Seattle. Thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. We wish you good luck, and we'll be watching.
Thanks a million. Appreciate having me on, Jason.
Okay, have a good one. We'll see you later.